What is going on, everybody? It is Dylan with Astrodfs bringing you a brand new video. Today's video going over Week 10's first look. So just going over some prices, kind of some matchups, just what catches my eye, but mostly just looking at prices and just seeing where we're at to start the week. So no quarterbacks over 8K. We get Hurts and Allen just under. Hurts in a really good matchup against Dallas. It seems like Dallas is kind of done for. As of right now. They are on the road, though, but division game, so that'll be a good one. Josh Allen on the road against Indy. Kind of just, I don't know. Kind of just saw Minnesota do pretty good against Indy, but, I mean, compared to where Minnesota was earlier in the season, not as good. Daniels against Pittsburgh is a rough one. Kirk Cousins against New Orleans is probably going to be rough. That just seems like an ugly game. Mahomes against Denver is tough. Brock Purdy against Tampa Bay. This one is definitely interesting if CMC is back. On the contrary, Baker against San Fran, not really there. Murray is rough against the Jets. Sam Darnold, though, at 6,200 against Jacksonville, kind of seems like a really, really good play. Bo Nix, not really. Russell Wilson, maybe. I mean, we've seen, 24 and then 14 for Russ, and that's against two New York teams. Now he gets a really bad secondary in Washington. Drake May is 58 against Chicago. Not really interested in that. Aaron Rodgers is 5,700 against Arizona. That one's interesting. Joe Flacco will be 5,500 against Buffalo. That is rough. Derek Carr, Trevor Lawrence, not really interested in any of these guys. Just injuries to their offenses. Justin Herbert, 5,200. Home against Tennessee. Maybe. Tyson Bagent, if for whatever reason Caleb Williams is out, as 5K. Mason Rudolph, 49, not really interested in that. Don't think we're getting anywhere near a value as we got actually, never mind. Did I possibly miss him? I did. Cooper Rush is 5,100 against Philly. If for whatever reason Trey Lance is announced a starter, he's 4K against Philly. I imagine it's Cooper Rush, but Trey Lance at 4K is interesting. Saquon in a really good spot against Dallas if he plays. Kamara, I would imagine, is a good play. Good tournament play, probably not a good cash play against Atlanta, but he'll probably get a lot of volume. CMC, if Christian McCaffrey is good to go, like we don't hear any limitations, 8K is cheap for McCaffrey. Are we? Am I not crazy? Why is CMC not having a? I don't know. 8K is crazy. I can't remember where he's priced at before. Bijan against the Saints, really good price matchup there. Breece Hall in a good matchup against Arizona. Jonathan Taylor against Buffalo in a really good matchup. Buffalo just plays poorly against running backs. If CMC is no good to go and Mason is good to go, 7,400 for Jordan Mason, a really good price there as well. It's just San Francisco running backs are just underpriced apparently. J.K. Dobbins just feels too expensive against Tennessee. James Cook, 7K against Indy. Not really interested there as of right now. Tony Pollard in a rough spot. I don't think we get Isaiah Pacheco back, but if he does, I mean, that's kind of interesting. I just don't think you can really go with Pacheco or Hunt because they're going to be a nice 1-2 combo. I'll just put it that way. Aaron Jones against Jacksonville, yeah, especially at his price point, 6,700. If no Pacheco still, Kareem Hunt at 6,600 is a good price. DeAndre Swift had a good matchup against New England. If for whatever reason both Mason and CMC, Grando's price is up here. I will put this out here. What was it? It was week 7, yeah. Week 7 against Kansas City. This was his price point where we weren't sure if Mason was going to play or not. This is what they priced him at. And this is where he went last week against Dallas to where Mason got hurt and then he got in the game. Now he's back. DraftKings prices never seem to disappoint. Going down the list, Najee 6,200, kind of interesting there. Dowdle, Williams, no. White, no. ETN, definitely not. Eckler, if Brian Robinson's out, maybe again then. Bucky, sure. It's going down there. There's not really anybody. No, there's not really anybody on this list as a value right now, unless someone is out. Someone gets hurt at practice this week. Wide receiver Justin Jefferson, 8,800 in an amazing matchup against Jacksonville. CeeDee Lamb, don't know what his status is going to be, but without Dak, kind of not all that interested. AJ Brown, kind of same thing there. Don't worry, guys. Devontae Smith is there. He's the wide receiver one. He's also priced at 7,800. Oh, why is that bad? I don't know. He went up 1,000 in price this week. 1,000. It's like DraftKings doesn't want us to have fun sometimes. Why do you price him up 1,000? Like, if you go honestly and look at some of these other players, why does Devontae Smith go up 1,000? It just makes you not want to play it. Terry McLaurin, I think, is in a good matchup against Pittsburgh. Garrett Wilson, definitely in a really good matchup against Arizona. Same with Devontae Adams. Debo, priced under 7K against Tampa Bay, is interesting. Kind of like that one. Pickens against Washington, yes. Watching the status of Drake London. All right, so Brian Thomas, I think Brian Thomas is in a really good spot at 6,600. But this is what I just see. Darnell Mooney is 6,500. Like, there's no Kool-Aid McKinnon. Oh, Kool-Aid might play. There's no Marshawn Lattimore, right? Already lost a corner for the season. Drake London may or may not be out. If Drake London's out, Darnell Mooney's the wide receiver one. We've looked at Darnell Mooney, and guess what? His numbers are pretty good. But because Drake London may be out, DraftKings decided we're going to put him to 6,500. Still, like, if you talk about a wide receiver one for that offense, I guess not too bad of a price, but man, some of the prices just are ugly. Marvin Harrison in a tough spot. DJ Moore in a tough spot. Josh Downs against Buffalo's in a tough spot. Worthy, yes, in a tough spot, that is, sorry. Olave is probably, I mean, it's safe to say he's probably out. Shakir against Indy, definitely yes. Ladd McConkey against Tennessee, I'm going to say yes as well. Amari Cooper, if he plays against Indy, yes. Down this list. Jordan Addison against Jacksonville. If CeeDee's out, it's still not a good matchup, but you get Jalen Tolbert at 5,100. I don't think his price has really moved, has it? Like, he's just been hovering around there. So 5K, 53, 51, 51 again. Juwan Jennings should be back at 5,100. I think that's a good matchup for him. Gabe Davis, if he plays, is 5K against Minnesota. I would prefer Brian Thomas. If AJ Brown is out, Jahan Dotson at 4,700, I think is priced fairly. Tipton 4,500. If Debo's out, Ricky Pearsall is 4,400. Obviously, I don't expect both Debo and Juwan Jennings to be out. So, Demario Douglas, I think, is in a good matchup against the Bears. Ray McLeod, if Drake London's out, is playable. Mike Williams is 4,100. I'm facing Washington. I kind of like that one there. It might not be the best thing for him just because it's his first week, but watch the status if McMillan, but you get McMillan, Shepard, Palmer, all around 42 to 4K. Jonathan Mingo on his new team, 3,700. Other than that, kind of same thing. I don't really see anybody down here at a value. Move to tight ends. Kelsey, the most expensive tight end on the slate at 6K against Denver, kind of tough. Kittle against Tampa Bay, we just saw what Travis Kelsey did. Really good matchup there. Trey McBride against the Jets, tougher. Kate Otten against San Fran, tougher. Evan Ingram against Minnesota is tough. Ferguson without Dak is probably not. Dalton Kincaid against Indy is I mean, this has been Dalton Kincaid this season. It's just not impressive. He's just priced too high. He is. I think DraftKings is still accounting for his price from last year. Like a tight end with 8.6 average is more expensive than where Kyle Pitts has been. Doesn't make sense to me. But Kyle Pitts, yes. TJ Hawkinson, 4 targets in his first game, 5.7. He's cheaper now at 4,700. So I'm assuming that was his showdown slate price. Cole Kmet, no. Firemouth, no. Taysom Hill, yes. With Olave out. Continue to go down. No one really. No one really there. I don't see anybody. I think, honestly, if we're looking at who we go to, Conklin maybe at 3,400 against Arizona is kind of interesting. Chig is kind of interesting at 3K, but Taysom Hill 4K is probably it. Defense, we're just going to look at cheap defenses. Denver against Kansas City, 2,400. New England against the Bears if Caleb Williams is out, 2,500. Even though they kind of traded some of the pass rushers away. Jets against Arizona, 29. That's kind of it. So, hope you guys did enjoy the video. I will have the Thursday Night Showdown video going out tomorrow. And then we'll go over some cash and tournament plays later on this week as we start to get, do some more research, get some practice news, see if maybe someone is leaning out and we get a value. So we'll go over that later in the week. Hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I will see you in the next one.